That's Hunter.
Woo. Believe it or not, I made that beat using only Logic stock plugins. I'm going to unlock some crazy secrets that I bet you didn't know about Logic Pro. Let's get into it. Let's start with the drums. Where did these drums come from? Logic Pro producer kits, and how you can access this is come over here to where it says library, all sounds. And then I used the Oak Felder producer kit, and I used, let's come over here to the electronic drum kits, and then here it is, hit synth. Since we're on the topic of drums, I'm going to show you some hidden features on how to program your drums. So if we come over here to hit synth, we can see the individual drum one-shots that come with this. You can use the new step sequencer, which is dope. Let's use it for the kick. So we're going to right click on this empty space. Then we're going to hit create pattern region on this. Okay. So now we can say how many steps we want. So for this video, let's do 16 steps. What I like to do is actually just fill them all in doing eighth notes. I have, right? So now I can take out what I don't want. Boom. So now what I can do is right click on this again and convert this to a MIDI region. And just like that, we have the MIDI. And here's where we can alter and tweak this to do other crazy things. We're going to dive deep into this in just a few here. So now I'm going to turn this velocity all the way up to 127 to make it knock. Bop. Cool. What I'm going to do now is go to that rim shot that we had, which is snare 3 hit synth. I'm going to do create MIDI region this time. We're going to start out as MIDI, drag this over, set the grid. So you got to come up here. Usually for you guys, by default, it's usually set to something like this. You want to change this to custom, and then we're going to change the grid to just a quarter note, which is a 4. Pop. So we're going to put one here. 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to put this right over here on B4. All right. Then we're going to move this over now, this region, and we're going to do Command and R to repeat that. Now for the hi-hat pattern, which is this right here, right click again. We're going to do create pattern region. And then we're going to change this to an eighth note. And then we're going to leave this at 16 steps. And then we're going to hit this up arrow. And now we have all of the regions filled in. Pattern that I had, we're going to do 1N. So we're going to take this one out. Keep that same pattern. So boop, 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 boop. Then we're going to do a triplet here. We're going to change this from velocity value to note repeat. And now we could change this to 2 3s. 1 3 here and another 3 here. And then go back to the pattern that we had before. Disengage this and turn the step on and off. And then let's do a crazy pattern over there. Let's do note repeat, and let's do like a 6th note here. Perfect. All right, now if you guys are getting value out of this video, feel free to give your boy a thumbs up on this video, subscribe, and turn on bell notifications, especially if you're a Logic Pro user. We're going to do the same thing we did earlier. We're going to convert this to a MIDI region now. And we're going to double click this, and then we're going to hit the letter A in the piano roll. And now the first thing that pops up is note velocity. I like to do crescendos. So we're going to bring this lever and slide it up. See there? Now we can make this more drastic. And let's bring this back up. Now, let's go a little bit deeper. You can also automate the pitch of your hi-hats as well. Two ways you could do this. You could do it by actually taking the actual hi-hat itself and moving it down. That. Now, here's the second way you can automate the pitch of your hi-hats. You can come over here and go to Smart Controls and then come to Pitch. Click over here on the bottom, and now you can actually automate the pitch by using the automation lane. And then let's make those high, the last ones. Now, speaking of hidden features, I'm actually going to show you how to hide and show tracks and why this is important for your workflow. I'm going to highlight all of these by starting from the first one, scroll down to the last one, hit Shift and click, and it highlights them. Then I'm going to hit the letter H. You see this letter H pops up on the channel area. Now we can click the letter H and you see the green H's turn on. That lets you know that you have these hidden and engaged. Then we can hit H again and they disappear. And that's how you can show and hide tracks in your arrangement. Now let's talk about this crazy pad. This is in Alchemy, and this is under vocals, all, and I found choir mixed. So that's how it sounds natively. This is a fire patch, and it is literally hidden. You have to dig for it. It's sort of like hidden in plain sight, but there it is. So what I did with the patch first, I bounced this in place. So how to do that is you click on that region. We're going to do Control and B. So now I have this as audio. So the first thing I did was I filtered this by using the channel EQ, and you could do the high cut. Now check out how I make this have a sidechain effect using a stock plugin. Come over here to modulation, and then we're going to go to tremolo. Now what we're going to do to make this have a sidechain feel is we're actually going to move this bottom phase over to the right and align it. That gives us this now. Now what you can do is you can mess with the soothing. You can mess with the depth to control how much you're getting of the tremolo. You can control the rate. Now let me show you this tape effect that is so fire. Set up your fade tool. You can set up your fade tool here if you want to. So let's change this from marquee to fade tool. Then we're going to hit command, and then we're going to fade up to that same point. And then we're going to right click on this and hit speed up. And that's how we got the first one. Now for the second one, I'm going to change this from the fade tool to the marquee tool, and I'm going to select this space right in here by hitting command and clicking, and then tap that, and then now we're going to add a fade. So I have the third right click tool enabled, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. So we're going to put a fade right here, and then we're going to do the same thing, right click and speed up, and that's how we got this. All right, now this is how to set up your third right-click tool. All right, so we're going to come up here to Logic Pro, Settings, General, and then we're going to use the right mouse button is assignable to a tool. We take this off. You don't see it anymore. Put it back, boom, it says an assignable tool. And now you have your third tool available for you when you right click. Now I got some fire templates for you guys to check out. I have my Logic Pro Lo-Fi template as well as my clutch patches. Both of these include these types of crazy patches and way more. All right, let's get into some more sound design stuff. Let's talk about these 808s. These 808s are in Alchemy. You come over here to browse, go to bass, sub, and then 808 mutation bass. Now, I've already done some tweaking to this bass using this oscillator here, and I have a video where I break down how I use the oscillators. Check that out at your leisure. So it started out like this. Then I added the third oscillator. Now here's a hidden gem that people don't know about. The saturation tools that Logic offers. So you want to come over here to distortion and then go to distortion 2. And now this distortion plugin actually works as saturation. You can put this on all your channel strips if you want to give you that analog feel. So I added this on there, and that's how we have more of a grid. Yeah. Turn it off. Turn it back on. Now I'm going to give you guys a bonus distortion tool. Check this out. Come over here again to distortion and then pull up the distortion plugin. And now you have this one. Now this one is more of your sound design distortion where you can use it as harmonic or literally you want to slam something. Yeah. Woo. Turn it off. So you have more of a smooth 808. Now you have more of an aggressive 808. So as you guys are checking this out, please don't forget to check out Logic's expansion kits. You can come up here once again to library and it's set to all sounds by default, but you can check out all of these sound packs and producer packs that are available to you and you can make some crazy fire music. Now guys, I got some crazy fire tutorials fired up for you right over here. I will see you over there so we can keep the good times rolling. Let's get it.